Oh, I have actually some very positive memories. There were some people who didn't like each other on both sides of the chamber. It was really a very affable sort of place to be in. I found it easy to relate to people on the Liberal side who were Liberal. There were some that were Conservative and I didn't get on with, including some in the Senate, the worst one being Withers, who was called the toe cutter, and he did a lot of damage to a lot of people, including myself.
What did he do to you? What was it that offended you?
Well, it was because I refused to support a couple of the motions that were put in, and I crossed the floor, especially on the dismissal issue.
Do you remember your state of mind when you learnt that Kerr had sacked Whitlam and appointed Fraser as caretaker Prime Minister?
The way in which people behaved as though they could, after 23 years in office, they felt they were obliged to remain in office. And so there were certain people on the coalition who were extreme right and determined to get rid of Gough under any circumstances. Now, I was very strongly opposed to that. I just never wanted to have a vote of that kind when it was based on no grounds that could be proved.
You had a good relationship with Malcolm Fraser, a relationship of trust and respect.
Oh, very.
And you were able to convey those concerns to him direct, weren't you?
I believe he shared my position, but the sheer number of people in the opposition who were used to being in government would not agree to that. And Malcolm only held the leadership by 3 votes. And if he had expressed the strong view against the deferral of supply, he would have lost his leadership.
So you really think his leadership was in danger?
Oh, yes. The more conservative elements of the Liberal Party were determined to get rid of Fraser if they could. He was too liberal.
What was your view about Kerr's decision on that day?
Oh, I was shocked. I thought that Kerr might have urged Whitlam to have an early election so the public could make their decisions. He certainly should have allowed the Prime Minister to be Prime Minister when the election was held, not to make a caretaker Prime Minister, not to dismiss the Prime Minister. That was the worst possible thing.
So, I mean, the circumstances meant that Australians didn't get to know the real Malcolm Fraser,
That's
the one
right.
that you knew.
Absolutely. He was an outstanding man with a very fine intellect, great humanity, a real perspective and a vision for Australia. The damage was done by Kerr, not by Whitlam and not by Fraser.
Ian, thank you.
Well, listen, it's a delight to be here. Thank you, Ken.